Hey guys, if you don't like long videos, this is not going to be the video for you. I'm going to do my makeup from start to finish, and we're going to talk about books, TV shows, movies, video games, everything. So all I've done so far is put Lush lip mask and Snow Fairy on my lips, and we're going to get started. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my Revlon Illuminance Skin Caring Foundation. I am in the shade 109 Light Ivory. This was supposed to be thrown out on August 1st, and I just wanted to keep using it till it was gone. And it's like an endless, it's 1 ounce, just like any foundation would be, but I keep using it every day, day after day, month after month, and I keep pumping it, and there's still more in there, so I don't understand it because I use 1 pump on each side of my face, which is a lot, but it's like an endless amount here, and I love this pump bottle. All foundations should be required to be in pump bottles as far as I'm concerned, because see, that's a lot, but it's wicked hydrating and it feels so nice on my skin. And after I finish applying all my products, I feel like it looks nice on my skin. It especially feels nice in any areas that are a little bit drier than others. All right, we're going to be all over the place today with what we're talking about. See these earrings? If you look in the description box, it's going to say earrings I made. But what I do sometimes is I buy earrings and then I take off the part that goes through the holes in your ears when you have pierced ears. And I attach these clip-on things that I get at Michael's store because I used to have pierced ears many years ago, and I had a problem with getting like ear infections or allergic reactions to some of the materials that they use in cheap jewelry. And so I let the holes close up, and now I just make my own. And I just take that pierced ear part off and put the clip-on things on, and I'm good to go. And it's really easy to do that. All you need is a couple pairs of needle nose pliers, and that's all you need to be able to do that. So when the heck is Spirit Halloween going to open? Because I got these at Spirit Halloween last year, and I love them. And they have such great earrings there. They have a website, and I've been really tempted to just order off the website, but it's more fun to go there in person. And I know exactly where they're going to be because the sign is up, but they're not open yet. But they should be opening anytime because usually they open anywhere from mid-August to the end of August. So yeah, they could be opening any day now. And I keep checking the website to see when they're gonna be open, but they're not putting a date on there. So they're probably stocking the store right now. But the reason why it's so important to get in there as soon as they open is because the best stuff will sell first. So I'm just trying to make sure this is blended out. All right, so foundation is on, and this is Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, by the way, in case you were wondering. Now we're going to use the Essence Bright Eyes Under Eye Stick as my under eye corrector. This stuff is great, and it's very inexpensive. I'm going to use my old Sephora concealer brush that I've had for a million years. I have a new one and an old one, and I use different ones for different things. So I just put some of this under my eyes. And then I've been using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind instead of my Estee Lauder because this is for drugstore, I feel like this is kind of pricey and I don't want it to go bad in the drawer. So I said, yeah, let's switch back over to this and not have it expire on me. And then using the same brush, I just use that. And I feel like this is the best concealer at the drugstore, and it's got like skin caring ingredients in it that help hydrate that area under your eyes. I love this concealer. Definitely the best one at the drugstore. Okay, now for a powder, I really like the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, the loose. This is in the shade Light Pink. The e.l.f. powder brush is the best brush for applying loose powder, in my opinion. And then I'm just going to tip it upside down and knock a bunch into the cap. Swirl my brush in there, tap off the excess, and I do my T-zone. Dip my brush back in. I do my chin and around my mouth. And just a little bit like at the beginning of under my eyes, not the whole thing though. All right, so did you guys watch Wednesday? I've got my other Wednesday shirt on today. I have two Wednesday shirts. One I got at Old Navy, the one I had on yesterday. This one I bought at a store called f.y.e, but sadly they have gone out of business. I went to the mall recently and it was closed. And of course, Forever 21 is closed now. And you should see my local mall. There's like so few stores left that are actually open. It's very scary and depressing because I like going to the mall sometimes if it's like in the 90s outside or raining or something. I like going there to get exercise. So if the mall closes, where am I going to walk? I leave this on the table while I'm doing my makeup because if my nose gets itchy, I just keep, not adding more powder, but just going like that, and it stops my nose from getting itchy. Okay, so Essence Baby Got Bronze in shade 20 Moon Dust. I use this as a contour. And I use the Real Techniques contour brush. So I just take some of that and go under the perimeter of my face. Okay, so Wednesday, you guys been watching Wednesday? I can't wait till the second part of season 2 comes out. Man, what a cliffhanger. So we finished that. So I saw that there was another season of The Sandman. So instead of jumping right into that, we decided to start from the very beginning because there was only one other season. And I calculated if we watch one episode of The Sandman, season 1 and 2, we should finish it right at the exact right moment to jump into part 2 of season 2 of Wednesday. And if you've never seen that show, it's wild, but oh my God, is it good. That guy that plays Dream is perfect in that role. And he's such a good actor. Okay, so face is contoured. For blush, I have been using this like crazy. It's the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick blush. I did a whole video about these. I have every shade. I used to use the one in, what was it called? Dazzling Peony, I think. But now, Luminous Berry is my jam. I use this all the time. It just goes so good with the eyeshadow colors that I've been into lately. I'm going to take my old Essence brush and just tap it in there. And it gives me the perfect glow. As a matter of fact, it's so beautiful and glowy at the same time that a lot of times I don't even use highlighter anymore because I get glow from my blush. But yeah, this color, this berry color, oh, I just nicked it with my fingernail, damn it. This berry color just goes perfectly with everything that I've been doing for eyes lately. Okay, now I finished my brow pencil yesterday, so we're going to open the new one. This is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. It's only $4, and I get deep brown. Sorry, I had to throw that out, and you can't throw something across the room that's wicked light. All right. Oh, a brand new brow pencil. Yeah, this is great. I have other brow pencils, but I don't like any of them as much as I do this. I don't know, there's something about this. And I love when it's brand new and it's at a point like that. I struggled for years to find the perfect brow pencil, and it's like I don't think I'll ever switch to anything else now. This just blends like a dream, and it's waterproof, so it doesn't matter what the weather is, it's going to stay in place. And the color is so close to my natural color. I mean, there's a brow without the brow product. There it is with the brow product. And I never would have thought deep brown would match my brows, but it matches perfectly. I think that was the mistake I was making all these years, was I think I was picking the wrong brow color. I used to always think that my brows were lighter than what they actually were. Because you don't want to match your brow pencil to your hair. I mean, if I did that, it would be non-existent. Because the hair on my head is like a platinum blonde. And no, I don't color it. This is my natural hair color. I used to color my hair for years. And little did I know that I didn't have to do that, that if I just let it go natural, that it would be the color I wanted it to be. For some reason, I thought if I let my hair go natural, it was going to be like when my father was alive, his hair went like salt and pepper, and I didn't want that. And yeah, I thought that's how it was going to be. And then eventually, it started to turn white, like my grandfather. My grandfather had this pure white, snow white hair, not a speck of any other color. And so I take after my grandfather's part of the family, so I think that's what might be happening here. I think it might turn white eventually, but for now I'm enjoying the blonde. Okay, so yeah, we talked about TV shows. Now we watched a couple movies before Wednesday came out. There was one called Brick, and it's a foreign film, but it's dubbed in such a way that you don't really notice that it's dubbed. That was very good. If you have Netflix, I recommend that. And there was another one we watched too now. I can't remember what the name of it was. Oh yeah, I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario Master Matte Long Wear Cream eyeshadow in the shade Mauve. I love, love, love this. I want to buy another color of this so bad. But I was looking at my cream eyeshadow that I have now, and I was like, I should probably use those first, and then if those expire, replace them with these, because I just am really into or going back to, because I used to do this all the time, using a cream eyeshadow as a base that has a color to it. And let's use this brush. This is AOA Studio High Def brush, the E105. Yeah, let's use this. Yeah, cream eyeshadow as a base that has color to it. It can really make your eyeshadows have a lot more dimension and okay, now I got to make sure that I don't go too far over here, because when this stuff sets up, it is not going to move. And I also don't want to go too high up, but I got to make sure I go high enough. All right, so we talked about TV shows and the movie Brick. I don't want to tell you about that because I don't want to spoil it for you, because if I told you about it, then there'd be no point in watching it. It's one of those kind of movies. So let's talk about video games for a minute. I have completely lost interest in Animal Crossing, Disney Dreamlight Valley, Hello Kitty, all the games that I was playing. And I figured out why I don't enjoy Hello Kitty or Disney Dreamlight Valley anymore, because those games consist of you doing tasks for the characters. And it feels too much like work. I don't want to run all over the island and gather up things for you and build things and give you presents and do favors for you. And see, in Animal Crossing, you don't have to do that. It's like optional. But in those other games, it's so integral to the game itself. It takes all the fun out of it. I don't want it to feel like work. And even to bring in new characters in Disney Dreamlight Valley, you have to earn a bunch of points and coins and stuff, and you have to use that to open up new areas and reveal new characters, and it's a pain in the neck, really. And Animal Crossing, I've played it for so many years and redone my island so many times, brought in new characters and more villagers, and I've done it so much, I'm bored with it. So I found out about this new game that I want to get. It's called Tiny Bookshop. And if any of you have it and have played it, was it worth it? It's like 20 bucks, so it's not expensive, but it looks like a lot of fun. So you start your own tiny bookshop. It's on attached to a trailer that you pull with your car, and you bring it around to different parts of this island and you sell people books. And I thought, this is great because I love to read. And so I don't have it yet, but if you've played it or you know, what did you think? Did you like it? It looks really interesting. It's on Nintendo Switch, and I think it's on lots of other platforms too. But I am very interested in that, and I want it. I am trying to tell myself I don't need it, but I do like playing video games, and I, like I said, don't really enjoy the ones I have anymore. So, what does that leave? Books. So I read, let me start my eye makeup here, beyond this. We are going to use MAC Cranberry today on my lids. It is a frost finish. So I read all 6 books in the Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children series. The last book in the series was over 500 pages long, flew right through it. That whole series is incredible. If you want to know more about it, watch my last video that I put up about what I'm reading, because I talk about it more in that video, so I don't want to go over that all again for anybody that already saw that video. But man, 6 books, but I enjoyed every single moment. It was so great. I really enjoyed that. Ransom Riggs, I think, is the name of the author. So I don't have them to hold up or anything, because the first book I bought and then the rest of them I took out from the library. And then there's another book that I wanted to get, but the book has been out for 7 years, but for whatever reason it got popular again, and so I had to get put on a waiting list to get that one. So I said, okay, in the meantime, I'm just going to read something that I already have at home on my shelf that I haven't read yet. And I found this book. It's been sitting on my shelf for so many years, the pages are starting to turn yellow, because I used to work at a bookstore. I used to work at Borders Bookstore. And that was so long ago. And I think they used to get like advance copies of books. And if like the managers and supervisors didn't want certain books, they would give them to, or let us, the other people that worked at the store. I was a seller. I worked at the customer service desk basically. I started off as a shelver though, but then I transferred to seller after they realized that my knowledge of books was such that I would probably be better off doing that job. So anyways, I got one of the advance copies of one of the books that was popular that came out at that time. I can't believe that it took me this long to read this book, because I started it last night. I'm halfway through it already. It's fantastic. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. I'm sure that many of you have read that book, because it came out a long time ago and it was one of the best-selling books of that year. It's great. I am halfway through it and it is amazing. It's about this boy who is either autistic or has Asperger's syndrome. It's not specified in the book what is wrong with him, but he is brilliant. Oh my God, he's so smart. It takes you all through his thought processes for everything, and everything he says makes so much sense the way he explains it. And I can kind of identify with the way he feels about a lot of things. And I started thinking back to when I was a kid, and I think it's possible I may have had a little bit of a touch of autistic tendencies, because, yeah, some of the things that he feels, when I was a kid, I felt the same way about a lot of things. So I don't know. Not sure on that front, but this kid is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And he goes to a school for children with special needs, and his father wants him to be able to take A-levels, which is like tests that you have to take in the UK if you're going to go to college. And the school doesn't really want him to take these tests, but of course his father thinks that there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to go to college if he qualifies. And he wants to. He wants to go to college for math and physics and do like a double major. And this kid is so brilliant, he could end up being like a theoretical physicist or something like that. This is an old brush I've had from Rite Aid. Does anybody remember Rite Aid? And I'm going to use Sketch next. So the way the book starts at the very beginning, I was really put off by that. But I was like, well, you know what? Maybe it's integral to the story, and I just have to get through that part of the book because it had to do with an animal. You know what? I probably shouldn't tell you, but it put me off. But I was like, I'm just going to keep reading and see what happens. I'm so glad I did because this book is so good. Yeah, like I said, I just started it last night and I'm already halfway through. I can't wait to get back into it later today. But I have errands I have to run, places I have to go first. Every day, I have to do so many weird miscellaneous errands. I have to go to so many different places just to do little things. Like today, I have to get gas in my car. I have to go pick up my prescription at the drugstore. I have to go pick up some things at Walmart. I'm at Walmart all the time. Okay, so I'm just putting sketch in the outer part of my eye, in the outer part of my crease, and blending it like crazy because this is a pretty intense color. But man, I keep thinking to myself, how the hell did I get all this stuff done when I worked? Because like I said, I used to work at Borders Bookstore, but I also worked in manufacturing for many years. I was an inspector at an electronics company. But I'm like, how the hell did I get anything done when I used to work? I don't know how some people do it, especially people that have like kids and people that have to do a lot of cooking and oh my God. Yeah, I don't know how I did it because I feel like I spend hours every day just running around doing all these weird miscellaneous errands. And every day it's something different. Like I've been going to the library, so I have to keep bringing books back to the library and picking up the new ones that I want to read. And I don't know. Okay, this side, always need to put more on this side. Okay, I want to take a detail brush and we're going to go back into Cranberry and pick up some of that. And we're going to take that right underneath the lower lashes. And I always start at the outer edge so that I'm progressively putting less and less product as I go inward. We're going to pick up a little bit more. Okay, I need to grab a highlight shade. Any guesses? Shroom, of course, my favorite highlight shade. Okay, take a clean brush, put that on the brow bone, inner corner. And I am going to use black eyeliner today. I kind of got away from that for the longest time, and especially since I've been wearing black shirts all the time, I wanted to start using my black eyeliner again. This is Revlon Colorstay Multiplayer Liquid Glide Eye Pencil in Checkmate. Hmm. There we go. I think my eye started to water a little bit there. Okay. Dollar Tree eyelash curler. So yeah, that curious incident of the dog in the nighttime. Oh my God, I love it. I can't wait to get back into that. I was reading about that author, Mark Hedon, and in 2019 he had bypass surgery, and right after he was recovering from his surgery, COVID hit, and he got COVID and got really sick, and then he got long COVID, and his brain was so foggy from the long COVID that he could no longer read or write. And he's been slowly doing like therapy and stuff to try to get back to the person that he used to be. But COVID was horrible. I've had 2 different forms of COVID so far, and it really knocks you for a loop. I was lucky I wasn't hospitalized. And I also didn't take any tests to like prove that I had it. This is Rimmel Lash Accelerate mascara. But I know I had it because of my symptoms and the timing. Because even though they closed most of the businesses during that time, I was still going to the store to buy groceries or, pick up prescriptions or whatever. No, actually, I didn't take any prescriptions back then because that was before my stroke. But I was still going grocery shopping and running errands. So I was coming into contact with people, plus my husband's job is considered essential. So he was still going to work every day, coming in contact with lots of people. And every time somebody at his place of employment would get sick, they would shut the building down. A hazmat company would come in and just fumigate the whole place. And then they'd reopen the next day. And I have to admire their tenacity with that because that probably prevented a lot of people from getting sick. So that's awesome that they did that. I was so impressed with that because I bet there were a lot of businesses that didn't do that. But yeah, as soon as somebody tested positive, they would just sanitize the whole place. They would clean all the surfaces. That's wonderful. That's the way every company should be run. So anyways, yeah, I got sick with COVID a couple of times, but I was lucky I was never hospitalized. Okay, so for my lips, I was supposed to get rid of this August 1st because technically it would be expired, but the Essence Water Tint Lip and Cheek Essence Water Tint Lip and Cheek Tint in the shade Kiss from a Rose, because this comes in 3 different colors, but I like the red one. But yeah, this is only $5, you guys, at Ulta. And I'm just trying to knock off some of the excess back into the bottle. But I've had this now for over a year. So just hydrate your lips ahead of time. Give it a chance to sink in. whatever you use for a lip product. I like lip masks. And if you don't hydrate your lips ahead of time, tints are going to cling to any dry patches. So whether you have this, Benetint, the new e.l.f. one, whatever you have for lip tints, a lot of people don't like these on their lips, but it's because you have to start with like healthy, hydrated lips. If you do that, it's going to go on evenly and it's going to look beautiful, and you don't need a lip liner when you use this. I think if you use this with a lip liner, it probably wouldn't work out too well. But this is great, $5. And if you're not into red, they have peach and coral, I think, are the other two colors. And yeah, I really like this. So it was supposed to be thrown out August 1st, and I can't bring myself to do that. I like it on the cheeks too, but I like it better, honestly, as a lip product, because this is kind of intense. So, not always so easy to blend out on your cheeks. But for a lip product, I love it. I think it's beautiful. And so I think we covered everything: books, video games, TV shows, movies. So thank you for watching. If you like these longer Get Ready With Me videos where we talk about everything in the world, entertainment-wise, and a little of other stuff too, then give me a thumbs up so I know you like this, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Bye, guys.